Wait, which one were those, just so I know I have them?
The plot samples
Plot
and
samples
bottle
and the
bio.
bottle biomes, yeah. If your lab notebooks are not up to snuff, you should get it that way.
What's like, I don't know.
Up to snuff?
Yeah.
Acceptable,
Oh.
detailed, organized,
Well, what do you
documented. Remember those problems, Erica? I'm going to text them for you.
Scary thought.
Other side of your computer.
If you remember, you all got your lab notebooks looked at the first time. If those same problems exist this time around, bummer for you.
What happens if we don't have that? We did a very crappy job on the very first time.
You need to take those comments that we gave back to you and improve them. Okay? Daniel would like to talk to the class real quick.
Oh, Danny boy.
No, I don't.
What, Daniel?
You don't have to.
Where's my bottle biome one? I don't think I did that
Hello,
one.
Mrs. Keller.
Oh, I didn't do bottle biome.
Do I go or no?
I would. Haley, do you want to talk first?
No, Daniel.
I got dead
Okay.
teacher
But it's a
lab.
question just for you.
Okay.
Plot
Yes,
samples.
I do
I
love
need bottle
Santa.
biome.
Oh.
Daniel, talk.
Just a second, I'm trying to find which activity it is.
Hang on a minute. Daniel's going to talk to
Trying to
everybody.
fly. Okay.
Boy, Daniel's talking.
He's trying to anyway.
Okay. So for activity 9, it's for like seed germination and percentage of germination. It calls for you have to do like 10. You'll use like 40 seeds total. So we should do that one as a class so we don't waste all the seeds.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Which one, Dan?
And look at there were no pigs involved.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you want to bring pigs? I can bring baby piglets.
Daniel, which one?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Piglets are ugly and they hurt people.
So, Daniel,
Yes.
did you want to get that started?
No, because I have a question.
Okay,
Yes, you would.
it's not the Santa Claus question?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is it
You come here.
Easter
I would
Bunny?
love to here.
Is it the Easter Bunny?
No.
Daniel, which
I
one?
have a compromise.
Bruce.
Mr. Schneider's going to lead us through something here real quick, too, before you all get started.
You need to all get where you can see everybody else.
What do you mean?
We need to have a little discussion.
So like
You need to be able to see everybody.
for the town hall debate.
Like maybe a circle. You don't necessarily have to move your stuff, just move your bodies.
Okay, so make around the outside.
No, just everyone face the middle.
Yeah, we can do that.
Everybody just gets outside the room.
See everyone.
That works. You're fine there.
I ain't that pretty.
I'm a bird.
Pretty in my book. It's pointed out Mr. Schneider, so we're all good.
I think she wants to see the kids.
She doesn't want to see us.
Should I just stand in the full circle?
You could. You think I care?
We're gonna do a major shot, trust me.
We're going to need a plugger. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're not really unplugging her.
Well, I thought she was the robot. It
I
trapped
don't
in.
think she could see. There you go.
So we're almost done with plants, right? You guys are about to finish that.
Okay, put me in full
And
circle.
I should be able to stand over here and ask you a whole bunch of questions that you may have learned in junior high and you may have learned during this unit and kind of just make up an oral test. And you should be able to discuss it intelligently like semi-adult human beings, right?
Sure.
I guess so.
Right.
So the easiest thing to do in my mind is start at the bottom.
Oh my goodness.
Start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom what?
Bottom. Hang on. And we need to implement Mary's thinking first and talking second rule.
Not implementing.
Okay? So we need about a 3-second gap between the end of every question and anybody saying anything.
I'm going to modify that. 15.
15-second gap.
From 3 to 12. Yeah.
It's like times it by 5.
I used to tell you 30 seconds.
Oh,
No, you
True.
don't have to go there.
15, right?
Wait.
So
Just to think about it?
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody gets a chance to formulate a response before anybody says anything, which automatically takes away everybody else's chance to work on that if you throw the answer out. So, starting at the bottom, what are the functions, plural, of a root? If that was a question and an essay question, what would you be writing? And what should you be writing? If I'm going to be super, super particular, like science teachers sometimes are, I can come up with at least 3.
Oh, jeez. I didn't notice that.
You got 3?
I got 2.
Paige,
Go for it.
Time out. Can you split the second one? Can you split one of them? Is there a way that you can be super, super picky and minute and split one of them? Who's got it?
Paige does.
Paige does?
You do.
Give me one of them. It's the same as a meeting for people who drink too much.
What'd she say? Oh, God.
When somebody asks me this question, the first thing through my brain is AA. Give me one of the A's. I don't care who.
Absorb moisture.
Absorb
Anchors.
and anchor.
Yay, I'm smart.
Can you split absorb into 2 answers?
And
Nutrients, also water.
And here's the thing with this, guys. Don't be afraid to, you know what it does functionally. If you can't think of that one word, just think about what it does functionally.
But it's hard to explain things.
It holds it in the ground.
That's what I was gonna say. But no one told me.
I'm sorry, Hunter. There you go. Outstanding. What do we call that in science? There you go.
And roots are important to people in California because
They hold water. Or they hold the water, and then they help the plants grow, but how far there is no water, so they live on the water, and then the plants die.
That though leads
Yes.
me to a question. I'm wondering if we were to study the plants in California right now, whether or not we would find abnormally long root
plants?
systems.
No,
Bet
they'd
you
probably
would.
be stunted.
I think
Oh, no, they might be long.
I don't know the
because they
answer
would
to
have dig deep.
right, what part of the plant might be stunted?
The
the height of
The above ground part, the arboreal part.
yeah.
it'll be stuck.
Arbor Day, right? What's Arbor Day?
Trees.
Trees, that's the part that's above the ground, the arboreal
Yes.
part. And the root system may be just ginormous, trying to keep that top part alive.
I bet if they had a windstorm the grass would throw quite a season.
Last time I saw California in the news was about a week ago, 4 or 5 days ago.
Yes, because now it's all dried up.
No. The opposite occurred.
The opposite occurred. It finally rained.
It rained!
And then what happened?
They dried up.
It disappeared.
No,
There is
it,
a Lord.
there was like a.
It tried
It's
to.
flooded.
Yeah.
And floods have a tendency to bring mudslides.
Oh, no, not mud.
Why did I-
California beaches.
Why did I bring up mudslides when we're talking about roots?
Because
then they get all loose
just
And
disappeared.
I don't know, they lose hold of the ground. I don't know, they get out of place.
When you go West River, and this is mostly for the girls because I know most of the girls don't think about farming a whole lot. Thank God. So here's the deal with that. What do you find in the hillsides out west? You find terraced crops, do you not? How come? Terraced, not terrorist. Steps. It's hills. They grow them in a different manner. I know you know the answer. Put your hand down. Yeah, like that, right there.
Are you a girl, Daniel?
Why do they do that?
Well,
There's so many hills.
That's what we're
Mrs. Snyder, you want something cool? Don't, crazy.
Daniel, did I draw this completely correctly?
Kind of.
Kind of.
What did he do wrong, Daniel?
Why is that
Right?
at the end?
Why is that?
So the water doesn't.
There's
flow
multiple
over.
reasons they put them at the end.
Hang on a minute. Ty, why do you think they put them at the end?
They don't fall.
So they don't fall.
What does that mean?
So the farmers don't fall off?
Yeah.
What?
No, I don't think
Ty, look at it, make a logical guess here, make a logical statement. Why do you think they've got those little bumps at the end of each of those?
You got a little thingy going on.
Ty. Keep going.
Plants don't wander like goats do.
They could.
Only creeping in. It helps for that, but that's not why they put them there.
Ooh. So the like when it rains, the water and it's a landslide over to the next
There
section
you
of
go.
wherever you're at.
Yep,
I'll go West River.
that's the main reason. It helps to keep farmers from falling off the edge.
Can I draw a demonstration of that?
Plus it helps
Mr.
you
Schneider.
see where the edge is.
Alright.
Back to where we started. Why is California experiencing mudslides?
Because they don't do that.
Because they have a lot, I don't know.
No,
they have a lot
because
of
the ground was
dirt.
so hard and
Yeah.
compact, because it didn't rain for a long time, and when it rains, it like
It's going
loosens it
chaos.
up.
It's freaking out.
It loosens up the dirt, and then it like. And then if it's on
Mostly true. Mostly true. Not the main point that I need to find.
The
Daniel.
same thing happens in the winter time in the snow. On a hill.
Oh, it gets so heavy, it just.
Ken, Daniel.
Because back before they started having trouble, the roots never went deep in the ground because the water was right on top of them. So they didn't anchor the dirt down to the next layer so as soon as it rained and the bottom, then it didn't get long enough roots, it just wiped it out with enough water.
It's been dry in California for an extended period of time,
Yes.
like most of a decade.
That sucks.
Wow.
What happens to the plants?
They get used to it.
Most of them die.
Okay.
A few of them do.
A
few of them will
In the
adapt.
1930s, we had the Great Depression, we had the dirty
You can put it down.
30s.
I'll be back.
The drought and the Great Depression had really nothing to do with each other. One didn't cause the other. Why did the drought cause such a problem in the United States?
Because no one can make anything.
No.
Or make any crop.
No?
No?
Well, they say the roaring 20s. What do they put before the 30s?
Dirty.
Dirty.
Why?
Because it was dirt.
Why?
They plowed all over the
Just
land
roaring
and
for
all the
the
dirt
wind.
just went up and
Absolutely.
Dust storms.
We are seeing more dust storms in South Dakota right now than I've seen in my entire lifetime. Why?
Yeah,
Because farmers
the
are
other
going back to
day.
Because they're
tillage.
killing
Last
all the
Sunday.
dirt. and
Yeah.
it's
Not like
it
this
just
past one,
flies.
but the week before.
Are we headed for another dirty 30s?
Yeah,
I
some-
want to move to Oregon like my grandma did.
Really?
If some of the farmers don't stop and everybody starts tillage again, it's gonna head that way.
No.
Yeah.
That is
Why? Why does that
Maybe.
dirt not keep itself on the ground?
Because the roots aren't holding it.
You haven't had enough rain for roots to break down.
So the mudslides in California are because of the drought, and the drought killed most of the plants, and the plants don't have roots to hold the dirt in place. Have you ever seen a hillside that's starting to fall away?
Yeah.
Every time I go to Burke, I see it just on the other side of the river. When you hit that low spot after you climb up, and then you have to climb that really steep part, you look off to the south, there's a part where the hill sloughed, is what they call it. The hill slid down. And you can see the dirt all looks like the end of an avalanche of snow.
Let's tie this idea to one more class period.
That happens because the hillside got too soaked. Got too full of water, got too heavy, and gravity pulled it down. Have you ever seen a tree sticking out of something like that?
Yeah, that looks cool.
Have you ever thought, geez, I wonder if they killed that tree, if the whole thing would fall? Because it's only the roots that are holding that whole bank together? Because sometimes it is.
One more class. When I put up a picture in our house, it drives me nuts because I have to go find a stud to nail my nail into. I just want to put the picture where I want the picture. So I'll go put the nail where I want it, and then in about 40 minutes after I put this 40-pound painting on that nail, it falls to the floor. Why?
You don't have
It's not anchored.
It's not anchored. Can I anchor it to something that isn't a piece of wood?
Get anchored from the ceiling.
Say again, please, Hunter?
Just get like wires and hang it from the ceiling.
No.
You can use
Why not?
Do you know what you use?
Yes.
Not a stud. We don't have a stud. I'm not gonna use a stud.
Got to keep
It's
the
not
hole in the
where my
same
stud
place.
is.
There's no stud there.
No stud
There's a
there.
special screw that you
Isn't
can
there like
get.
this?
Yeah.
Does stuff.
That's kind of.
Daniel's got a hand and Riley's got a question
Yeah.
after that.
Okay. You use special screw bolt type thing where it folds back and it's just a wider surface that it's covering. And once you push it through, you tighten it up to the right thickness. It won't pull back through because it'll destroy this much wall instead of this wall, so it's anchored on one
And it
wall.
literally, so that the girls can visualize that, if you've never seen them, they start out like this, and you push it into the wall, and then it does this.
When you screw it, it
Which
does
is
that.
also
Pretty much like a
and-
cedar when you put
Does anybody know what that's called?
There you go.
Drywall anchors.
There you
Very
go.
good.
So,
Or you can look
It's
like,
fascinating.
like you stick on the wall and then all you have to do is put like a little.
Or you can cuss a lot, you can move it over and then you try it again, because eventually
Right.
it'll stay.
So like when we're talking about the landslide, since there was no drought, the top layer of dirt wasn't the roots would hold it to the second layer, like there's layers of dirt or whatever that the farther they go out, then the more compacted they are. And there wasn't any roots there, and so I don't.
Yep.
I
Yep.
thought I had it figured out.
There was cars with like 3.5 feet of mud just washing right over the highway.
Oh, you're talking California.
And it looked like somebody had, I don't know, it was way thinner than Jello pudding. It was. It didn't look like the Missouri River.
so it's like,
It was thicker than that, but it wasn't as thick as running pudding.
He's right, he's got it.
Even tapioca.
that looks like the Hershey skirts.
Kinda. Kinda.
Had to go there.
Bunch of grass.
Cars getting shoved right.
Yeah.
Cars getting shoved off the road and piled up on top of each other. It's nasty. So roots have 2 functions, 3 things that you can write down. The one that's like a boat,
I got a boat.
anchor, and absorb what? Water, absorb nutrients. If they absorb water, how does the water get to the leaves?
Through the xylem.
No.
Photosynthesis.
No.
The straws.
Listen to what he said.
You said it wrong.
It's folium.
No.
Close enough, Mrs.
No! No!
Yeah.
Daniel!
Do you remember when we started this? I
Stoke.
told you Rachel Krenz used to do this all the time when we asked her this question.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
Who did that?
Rachel.
Yes. Because what's that thing that's in the band with all of the little metal dealies and you whack it with a wooden mallet? A xylophone? How do you spell that? What's the first letter?
You said
So-
xylem?
It's diamond.
Now he said it.
When you get a little 3-year-old and say, "Show me your muscles," they do this. It looks like an X. Right? Does it take more force to take water and move it up? Or does it take more force to take sugar and move it down?
Water up.
Well, moving things up against gravity always takes more force, so you need the strong one. The strong one is xylem because strong means X. It's stupid, but it'll work because my teacher taught me that in 7th grade and I still remember.
I did.
Which way does water go? Up the hill or down the hill?
Uphill.
What do we call that when water is running down a hill?
The flowing.
We call that a flow, right?
I think it means South Dakota.
We call that a flow when water goes down a hill. The stuff that takes things down in a plant is called phloem. And that's how you say it. It's not like pushing a whole bunch of sophomores off a cliff and you say, "I flowed them down the hill." That's not it. Phloem. Flows downhill. What has to go down in a plant?
Sugar.
The sugars that are produced where? In the leaves by a process called?
Photosynthesis.
What happened to our 15 seconds? Do we need it?
No.
This is pretty easy.
Did anybody not know that stuff?
I didn't
All right.
know,
But what color does iodine turn sugars?
Blue.
Black.
I don't know.
I was wrong. It's black. She looked it up.
You lied to me.
What color did you
You
say it was?
lied to me.
I thought it was blue.
Black.
There may be other indicators
There
that
may
turn
be,
blue.
yeah, there may be, yeah. How many of you had to add iodine to your stems? All of you did.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Who
right.
did that part? Not me. Mason, we did.
That's great.
All right. Back to plants here. The leaves are the site of photosynthesis. Now we need our 15-second pause. The leaves are attached to what part of the plant by what? 2 questions, 15 seconds. What part of the plant are they attached to, and what thing attaches them? Who hasn't been picked on yet? Isabel hasn't been picked on. What part are leaves attached to? No, you don't remember what they're attached by. Haley, what are they attached to?
I don't know what it's called. I know what part of the
Do you like to go fishing?
Fishing is boring.
Yeah.
I go fishing.
A gin.
No.
That's a beautiful leaf.
That's horrible.
Is it a leaf mouth?
No,
Yeah, then you'll erase it.
What is this part of the plant called? That's the stem. Leaves are attached to the stem. They are attached by the petiole.
Oh, that's
Petiole.
At least you tried. I've never heard of petty.
I know what I'm talking
Nodes
about.
are where they're attached.
I just know why you.
Because there's going to be like
in your head you're pronouncing it.
a pimple looking thing right here that actually sticks out from the plant just a little bit. That's the node. Yes.
Why?
All right, guys.
Y-E-A.
All right, Dan.
Photosynthesis is a process of plants taking in what 2 things? Give me that pause. Give me that pause. Plants have to take in what that they're going to use in a chemical equation, chemistry, in order to create the stuff they create.
But we're not in chemistry.
Hi.
What do they have to have?
What?
Somebody tell me what that process is again? What are the inputs of photosynthesis?
Oh, I know.
Think about the Vaseline lab that you did.
Our working on. Look at that.
Do you know? Awesome.
You told me photosynthesis happens here. So let's make a machine that does photosynthesis. What do I have to put into that machine?
A fuel.
Daniel, you got something?
Water.
Got to have water.
What's the other thing?
Just carbon or carbon?
I doubt it, Casey.
Oh, carbon dioxide.
That is it. That's
Ah,
a good question. That was a good question.
that's a very good question and a big time distinction, people. You are a carbon-based life form. Everything that's alive on Earth is a carbon-based life form. If we were to take you and say, how much of me is that? The one that comes out, you're mostly carbon.
Yay. I'm gonna leave a carbon footprint.
Okay?
If we had multi-million years ago thought about burying everyone who dies in the United States and in the world in one location, we'd still have fossil fuels created from those bodies.
Dude, that's legit.
What are we thinking?
Why don't we start that? Why don't we get in this?
Need fossil.
So you're saying that all petroleum products used to be dinosaur butts.
I'm pretty certain that I'm saying that, yes.
And what's the main ingredient in most makeup?
Petroleum.
So-
Dinosaur butts.
Next time you're putting lip balm on there,
Butts on your face.
you're wiping dinosaur butts on your mouth.
You is scum.
Yes!
Alex,
But don't we have
Dang,
a
nice.
equation for photosynthesis?
Mr. Schneider, Alex wants to know if you have to have a balanced equation.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Yeah, long.
That takes you all the way back to physical science.
No.
You don't remember
Oh,
that?
no,
No,
not
not experience.
I really like balancing equations.
Is this the only thing that has to go into photosynthesis? Need what?
Sunlight. Light from the sun.
So we need sunlight, we need carbon dioxide, and we need water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what goes into the machine.
And what?
None of these ones.
What comes out of this photosynthesis machine?
15 seconds, 15, think about it.
Oh my god.
Or you could take a picture.
O2 comes
I have
out.
so many pictures from science class. You don't even know.
Me too.
I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna want to get my new phone.
I have like tab.
Have you plugged into your computer and pulled them off and stuck them in a folder next to the stuff that's so it would actually do you some good?
No.
Should you?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, time's up. What else comes out?
Oxygen, what else?
Sugar.
Huh?
Glucose, sugar.
Can-
Glucose, they're saying.
Okay, this is a point where I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to say, tell me exactly what comes out.
Yeah, Alex, tell them exactly.
Then you should grab your computer
Glucose.
and tell me exactly what comes out. Because you guys have gotten super close.
C6H12O6.
You sure?
Yes.
What? Because you looked it up?
Write this down.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Balanced photosynthesis, which that makes glucose.
Balanced
Rick
photosynthesis.
Schneider. What is the other sugar that is not glucose?
Alex, dozens of them.
There's
Oh, yeah.
lots of them.
Anything that ends in
Fructose
sucrose.
Sucrose.
comes out of fruits.
Lactose.
That's the FRU at the front.
Yeah, somebody who just said that. You are correct. Lactose is a sugar.
Because
Flat
some people are
close.
glucose.
Got it.
Glucose intolerant, and then people with
So.
diabetes can't have glucose.
If we're going to write a balanced chemical equation, what things go on the left side?
What you put in.
What are those called?
Ingredient.
Starts with a P.
Nope, think you have 15 seconds. Starts with a P, goes on the left-hand side.
I'm not sure it starts with a P. I might be thinking about the one on the
Yeah, you're thinking about the one on the right.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm not gonna trust.
Oh!
It starts with an R.
Oh yeah.
Razors.
Raisins.
Reactive.
Raisins.
Raisins suck.
I hope you don't know.
Yeah, how dare you say that?
Raisins are amazing.
Raisins give you
just
cancer.
They're not.
I don't like raisins.
They're
I think
they're
we had this conversation in English.
they're
So-
dried up grapes.
Raisins give you cancer.
You're in control of it, right?
Trust me, you're gonna need to know this.
Grapes are amazing no
What
matter
color are the reactants on the board?
Yeah.
Green and
Most
red.
amazing ones. They're green.
Yeah.
They're green.
And if he takes it from you again, you have to have some authority in your voice. You can't giggle and laugh and go. Right?
But he doesn't ever
No,
listen.
that's because you're kicking in the
You cannot be the man in this relationship. Yeah.
Reactants and products.
There's the question of
Right?
comes after summer.
What?
It's spring. I'm just kidding.
Is that what you found on the internet?
Yes.
No.
No.
See, I can do this.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You fudged up, boy.
You fudged
But that's
up.
not correct.
That's unbalanced.
That is not
That's not what
balanced.
I got.
What's different?
You put H2O instead of just O2.
No. This is a balanced.
What are you talking about?
H2O.
Water comes out of it too.
Fine, I don't care.
Something on that side over here. You need to balance it out.
I don't know how
Are we right now?
That's what I meant.
No.
There you go.
Not yet.
Biscuits. Yeah, you're almost right.
Hang on a minute though. It's not balanced. It's the correct equation, it's just not balanced.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to
put a 6 in front of the CO.
No. We're not just gonna name it. We're gonna tell him why we're doing what we're doing.
Ugh, this is a free country.
Oh, we had to do this last year, didn't we?
Yes, that's why I said this takes you all the way back to physical science, because balancing equations.
Can I go find a
It's
really
just like
tall
math,
tree
what you do
and
on the
have
left, you have to do on the right.
Balanced photosynthesis equation.
In your head, a lot of you are looking at the
G,
picture of the equations, to
cursive
figure out
L,
why they are what they are.
S and G. Is that all correct?
I'm not good singing.
I don't like physical science. It was hard.
It's sad.
I want to learn about animals.
Yeah, but we have to learn about what feeds those.
My friend learns about animals.
How are we gonna get the
biology
H2O to be
Well, I wanna hear
to
about
the
your
12?
You have to put a 6 in it. Keep learning this one.
What?
Because
Keep learning this one.
then there would be 6 C, and then 12.
And what did I teach you to do underneath it?
Oh, put it.
Got 6 and 6.
And then there would be
12
12
O's.
O's and
No 12. 8. No, 13 O's.
why?
Because there's in
Just
one
12,
O and
Daniel.
two O.
For now. Hang on.
But the H2O, you're gonna
There's
have to
12
put a 6 in
molecules
front of that
water.
too.
This right there,
Yeah.
this right there, all combined, they're not combined.
Yeah.
We're having a fire drill. I'll be right back, everyone.
Okay.
fun.
Bye.
Fun in the fire.
Have a fun time.
Don't trip.
Then there'd be
Have a
12,
nice fall.
18. He actually, and I may be wrong here, Mr. Schneider, but I would think you need another O. Are you
Have a
gonna
nice
say-
trip. See you next fall.
There's a fly on
I think you need another O.
That's a joke when you
Underneath, I think you need to do an O underneath. Why not? Right, but it's confusing her at this point, so I would know.
Stay that way.
So
I
now
got
there's
it now.
18O on the left.
Oh yeah, cause I like this stuff actually. Yeah.
Remember that, huh?
No, there's one I don't
Remember I do
like,
the
but I
arc
like
and I
doing
put the
this.
number on the
I can
arc?
balance them. I know how to do
If
that.
there's 18 over here, can we make 18 over there somehow?
Yeah, you have to put a 6 in front of the O on the end.
You got balloons?
6 right here, I now have 12 and 6. 18.
Jamin, so it's okay.
And you've just balanced an equation?
Mm-hmm.
Not quite, because it has to be sun on both sides.
Does the sun go into the leaf and then come back out?
No, the sunlight goes into
Goes
the
in.
leaf. Yeah, because the
Because
sun
the-
actually like physically comes down
Alright,
in from
keep going.
space.
Very good. Now, I put this G here so that we can talk about the next thing.
Grams.
Just kidding.
Figure out what that G means on the end of there.
Can I hold my computer like this? Do you think this
What
is
does
the
G
same idea?
mean?
Why are you putting a subscript?
Gas. That's what he asked you.
Isabel says that means it's a gas.
Congrats. Yeah, that's right.
I think it's gangrene.
No, it means it's
Oxygen is a gas.
That would mean that this leaf is going to give off O2 gas.
Oxygen. Oh.
How does that happen?
Through it.
No. You're on the right track. How does that happen? Physically. How does the O2 gas come out of the leaf? The answer is what?
Breathing.
Science word.
Excretion of air.
Starts with an R.
Respiration. Respiration.
No.
And that's not quite right. But you need the Asian. You got the Asian on the end of it?
No. Reparations are making amends for things.
A respirator.
Come on, you guys. This is a really, really, really transparent answer.
I think you can't get it off there.
I don't know.
We couldn't be any more transparent. could we?
No.
No.
We've given you the answer. Literally.
Reactants. Reacting.
Young people, I'm in the room. Listen to me.
Okay, repeat what you just said, please. Speaking.
I have said several different times that we couldn't be any more transparent.
Transparation.
Would you grab my coffee? I'm
I
dying.
thought you were just going insane.
We're
there.
thinkers.
Thank you guys.
Come on.
I heard you.
I've
I
never
just
heard
said
that
that
word
word
in my life.
Transpiration.
Good job, our talk.
This, right here. The oxygen comes out of what part? What physical part of the leaf allows the oxygen out?
You covered those up with Vaseline.
Stoma. This is a stoma. Wait a second. These are this is a stoma. These are stomata.
And this led me to a question at some point in my life, and I don't know if I know the answer to this. Why is it called transpiration instead of respiration?
Because the Lord hates
Respiration is
transporting.
doing
Say it again? Taylor, louder.
Because it's transporting gases.
Isn't it receiving gases as well?
But isn't she, when she breathes out?
It doesn't have lungs.
I bet it's a pretty logical guess.
That's a
there.
really logical guess, and I'm not sure I know the exact right answer, so I'm not going to say.
Because science wants to be difficult.
So, we have all of these things going in. We have all of these things coming out. The O2 comes out the stomata into the atmosphere.
It's what we breathe.
The stomata are located where on a leaf?
It's poisoning us.
On the leaves.
Underneath.
On the underneath side?
Yes.
What's on the top side? That's unique to the top side.
No.
15 seconds. Think.
There's something on the top side that's not on the bottom side. The stomata are on the bottom side, not on the top side, but there's something on the top that's not on the bottom.
The omega.
Alex? And what's the cuticle for? What's it look like?
A thing. It looks like a skin. Not a skin.
Looks like a skin.
How many of you have ever looked at the bottom side of a leaf and sometimes it's furry?
Yes.
Me.
Yes.
Whoa, 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 wait.
Sorry.
Let's go back to first grade.
Uh-oh.
What's the difference between the top of a leaf and the bottom of a leaf?
It's stupid.
The one
You
that
just
gets
know
the
it.
sunlight.
One of them is
The
looking at it. Just looking at it. First grader. You're 6 years old.
One of them has like little hairs or something on it, like little fuzzies.
One of them's more green.
There you go.
Yes, one of them's more green. What's the difference between these two pieces of wall?
One's more white.
This one is,
More white.
what else? Reflective? What's that SH word that means reflective?
Shiny.
And this one is,
Oh.
and if we go to the paint store, this one's going to be
More expensive.
glossy, and this one's going to be flat.
Who thought of money?
Or flat, yes.
Or
Yep.
I go straight to pictures when we talk about that because that's we used to have a choice between matte or glossy.
Yep, and you're talking about photographs.
Yep.
You have glossy finish, you have matte finish.
What is a pink?
But when you look at a paint can,
She's right. Or lipstick, you can get it in flat or matte. Or you can
Yep.
get it in matte today.
Or you could get it in dinosaur butt.
or my mat.
Yeah, that's true.
spray paint cans, flat black or glossy black,
Oh, I love it.
right?
Glossy.
Opaque means you can't see through it. Opposite of transparent.
Cars are pretty good.
Cars, you can get them in.
Okay,
Or
so
Matt.
if you look at this and it's shiny, you know it's the upper surface, yes. And you know that that surface is for, what is the function of the upper surface of a leaf?
Absorbing sunlight.
Absorbs sunlight, and it has that covering on it to
Protect it from the sun.
protect it from sunburn, but also to,
Make the rain. Take it in.
same reason you would spray a jacket like this. Waterproof. Yes. Because you don't want the water that's in the leaf to be able to come out the top every time it gets hot.
Yeah.
Or it would
Burn up.
dry up. You should be able to go find a tomato plant or something in the middle of summer and hold the leaf and scratch the top good and proper without wrecking it. Just get the cuticle off and leave it, and that one leaf should dry up on you. The rest of the plant should be fine.
You can see that on the corner all the time.
so knowing what you now know about those leaves, what happens if we don't have any plants left on the earth?
We all die because we don't want
Well,
to.
not necessarily.
Unless
Algae
something
does
else
it too.
steps up.
Oh,
No plants.
man. Time out. I read.
Well, either
And-
way, we're gonna die because we don't have.
I need a blue one.
stuff to
I
feed
don't
us.
have a blue one.
You don't have any food either.
There we go.
Yeah, because eventually, when you eat up all the animals that we have,
I read an article about this the other day.
CO2.
Carbon.
What do we hear in the news about CO2 all the time?
That's polluting the world.
That my Aquanet created a giant hole for these young people.
Nope, that's ozone.
Oh, my bad. Ooh, bummer.
That's
Ooh,
O3.
bummer.
That's
O2
aerosol
is
cans.
oxygen, O3 is ozone.
Okay.
CO2 has been labeled by politicians as a
Bad thing.
greenhouse gas.
Aquanet.
Is it?
My friend.
No, because it's not created by greenhouse.
Is it a part of the atmosphere that creates the greenhouse effect that keeps the heat in around the planet?
Yes.
It is a greenhouse gas. Absolutely. it is.
Yes, it is.
That is a
Good
scientific
job,
fact.
Parker.
Yay!
Crushed
It
it.
has also been labeled by scientists a pollutant.
Yeah!
How many plants are you going to get to agree with you?
Not many.
Only the slow ones.
Yeah. Not many.
CO2 is a necessary thing. Does that mean you can't have too much of a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we have like a plant that really hates his life and is like, CO2 is the worst.
I love
Peanut
this
butter
question.
frosting is one of my favorite things in the world, but a cement truck full of it falling on top of me is probably not a good thing.
How many people,
Okay.
how many people every year die of carbon dioxide poisoning?
200. Quite a few.
Computers.
1 in 3.
15
None.
seconds, guys.
You die from what if you run your vehicle indoors and don't open the door? Carbon what?
Monoxide.
Monoxide. How's that different than CO2?
That's oxide.
You're still not done with carbon monoxide.
C2O2.
It's CO1, and we don't write the one, so it's just CO.
Co.
What happens if you run your car with what?
Run your car indoors
It
without letting the fumes get out. CO, carbon monoxide, will kill you. Carbon dioxide won't hurt you a bit.
All right.
Unless, if I was to get a container, a big giant garbage bag, put nothing but CO2 in it, and then duct tape it to your face really fast. Would you die from carbon dioxide?
Yes.
No.
No, you would die from asphyxiation, which means what chemically?
Can't breathe.
You don't get any oxygen.
You don't get any oxygen. You don't die from CO2. You die from lack of O2.
Suffocation.
Yes.
No,
Breathing.
Suffocation, asphyxiation.
All right,
Yes.
you have 5 minutes.
And we need to move on. What else is there in a plant that we haven't talked about yet?
Flowers.
Flowers. Stop. Run all the parts of a flower through your brain.
She was acting as a flower here a little while ago.
Real quick like.
Paige was.
Paige acts like a flower.
I'm always laughing like a flower. I'm always pretty.
You were giggling and laughing and smiling.
And being a doormat.
Right? That's the purpose of a flower, right?
Yeah. I have a solution. If plants die, we can just split water.
We could split water.
Yeah, using electrodes and such.
You know how dangerous that
You
is?
can.
I think you are on to Marvel.
No.
I'm sorry, Marvel or DC. Which one am I with you? Marvel?
No.
Marvel.
I don't think so.
Everyone's Marvel.
He's just taking a lemon and 2 electrodes and creating
I
and
know.
splitting the oxygen and hydrogen.
Tested.com.
I'm telling you that you are that person.
The hydrogen is
You are Marvel's
dangerous.
next superhero.
You need to trap the
You are
oxygen, let the hydrogen
carbon
go.
dioxide man or
Then you're
That'd
good.
be legit. I could
He's
suffocate
Munchie
people.
Man.
You're using up my last 5 minutes, people. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, what?
Flowers have 2 parts, just like my class.
Yay.
Ty, you're up next.
What are the 2 parts that flowers have that are just like this classroom?
Stupid and smart.
This is Ty's 15 seconds. I'm a little confused by it too, so maybe ask him a question to help clarify his question.
I think I understand.
Do you?
I think so.
You want to phone a friend? All right, you two should talk first.
Communicate, boys.
If I'm going to split this class into 2 groups that are the same,
Oh, I get it.
I would split them into
Would be male and female.
male and female.
Ah.
Flowers have 2 parts, a male part and a female part. Each of those parts has whole bunches of parts, right?
Yeah.
How many parts are in the male part? Stop, don't answer, do not.
Don't answer. In the mail?
The male part of a plant consists of how many smaller parts?
3.
Don't answer.
Don't answer. That's it, failure.
15
Smack her.
seconds.
Smack her. Or did just
Ty, you got
right
this
in
one?
the face.
No, I was too busy listening to Daniel.
Oh, that's a bad habit.
Mason, you got this one? How many parts are in the male part of a plant? No. Nice job.
Who thinks
Thanks for
they
playing.
legitimately know this one?
Good. Trevor. No. Thanks for playing. Haley.
2.
Yes. It's 2.
Close, yo.
And Alex, the
I was thinking of plus
larger of the two is
3.
the male part of a plant consists of the filament, the big part, and the smaller part, Hunter?
No, that's female.
Yep.
Is it really?
Good answer.
Which creates the stamen?
I knew that.
Is that male?
And the male part collectively is called the
Oh, the stamen.
stamen. Yes.
You all have this somewhere. You all have this. This part's already been
right here.
tested over.
Stuff I know.
Do you remember the stupid little thing that I said to try and help you remember that?
Amen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You have 3 minutes.
Why don't I stamen?
Alright,
Now,
time
You have
to
3 minutes.
more complicated because we have other stuff to do.
Word.
Obviously, just like real life, just like human beings, the female part is more complicated.
The pistol.
Really?
And
Walk home.
I got
It's a
you.
long walk home.
the female part is called the pistol
Yes.
Yeah,
because it's more complicated.
and also pistols cause pain.
Yes, and pistols cause pain, that too. So the pistol consists of how many main parts down the center?
4.
Well, you got the
3.
Stop, 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 stop.
I keep on adding pistol to the other 3, and I make 4. That's
Chill.
why I keep saying one more.
The pistol is the male part, usually on the outside, usually a long stalk with an anther on the end that does what?
produce pollen.
Produce the pollen. And then up the middle, usually thicker than the anther. 3 parts, SSO.
Style, ovary, and stigma.
What's on the top?
Stigma.
Top has a receiver, a catcher with sticky stuff on it. They're supposed to catch the from the anther. So when pollen moves from the anther to the stigma, that's called pollination. When the pollen gets to the stigma, it needs to go through the groovy part, right? Because it starts big and then it gets skinnier and then it gets wider.
Not been turned into a wrap.
It probably has.
Ask Joe.
Oh, I will.
Is this not hourglass shaped?
Yeah.
I thought it's more was.
This is the stylish part, right? Because some of these go way in and some of them don't go in very much at all. This style, stigma, style.
Now it looks hourglass shaped.
The part that ends up looking like an O,
Ovary.
is the ovary. The ovary is where you will find what reproductive part?
Ovules.
Ovules. And ovules contain
Vules. It's not eggs. It's eggs. It's not eggs. Plants don't have eggs.
Ovules.
Shut up, Daniel.
and the
No, what
pollen
do
contains one,
Oh, yeah, that, okay.
and eggs and sperm together are called the G word?
Babies.
Gametes. When eggs and
Babies
sperms
don't
unite,
breathe.
that's called F word?
Fertilization.
Fertilization. When pollen moves over, that's pollination. When the gametes unite, that's called
The gang.
fertilization. You have one cell and one cell combining to form one new cell. That's a new life. That's a Z word.
Zygote.
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 And the whole thing altogether is called R word.
Reproduction.
Reproduction.
And that's
Reproduction, fertilization, pollination, not the same thing like they were in 4th grade.
And that is all in the Khan Academy video you needed to watch before tomorrow.
Wait, it's hard.
Where
it's
is
not.
that?
It's not
And
clear
then
when
I
you
know
talk
it's
so
all-
fast.
Yeah, he
Watch
talked
that as a
really
class.
The one with one of the,
It shouldn't matter how fast
No,
he talks, because
John Green.
you knew most of this.
Yeah, but you can't
Collectively,
take,
you knew all of this.
you can't take notes at 100 miles an hour because I can't write 100 miles an
That's
hour.
Thank God for the pause button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
young
but
people,
then we gotta go
it's
back.
a video, we're not going to shut down Khan Academy. You have access to it to continue. Into perpetuity.
He's really good at explaining.
Perpetuity.
Yeah.
He makes good jokes too.
The green guy.
Forget.
John Green.
No, it's
Crash.
not. He didn't do this one though, did he?
Yeah.
One of the Green brothers did this one?
That's
No,
Crash.
no,
Crash
no.
course.
Crash course?
He didn't do this one though.
Oh, the one that you.
It was the guy with glasses that did
At
this one.
motorways.
The only thing we
Frank did
didn't
this
talk
one.
about, I know we're like
Frank.
1 minute over. The only thing we didn't talk about is the pretty part of a flower.
The
Pedal.
pedals.
The pretty part's the petals.
Yeah, and that's where you get. Oh, you're dying.
You can use alliteration for that. The little leaf-looking
Minecraft.
thingy that's usually
Shucks.
dying underneath the
Sepal.
Sepal.
sepals, those used to be the
Bud.
covering when it was a bud.
Oh,
A bud's just a little round bump, and it's covered with leaves. Those are the sepals. And when the flower gets too big to stay in the bud, they come apart and they usually flop.
Open
Down.
inside to see all the.
And then
Alright.
sometimes die and fall off.
No, that's sweet.
So.
If you don't see sepals, they used to be there, they died, they fell off.
They lay on the ground
They
somewhere.
do a lot of times, yes.
Have we left stuff out?
No.
Don't
Alex,
Well, okay, so you know how the phloem and xylem, they take up water? Say you had an alcohol water mix and the plant absorbed it was still living, would that plant be more susceptible to be lit on fire then?
I don't know the answer to that. That's really good
I
though.
think it.
Test out.
I
I
don't,
have another question.
because alcohol is a drying agent, I would be more inclined to think that it would die.
I was say when it died
But
right
if you
away.
did it proper, if you figured out the water mixture to alcohol ratio, it would still live, but the alcohol is still flammable even being in the water.
Wouldn't the alcohol then be diluted enough that it wouldn't cause an issue?
But I
Follow this.
Don't let me
This is a
try.
good exercise.
Yeah,
Alcohol also evaporates at lower temperatures.
right.
So if it's 85 degrees outside and you put alcohol into your plant, is that gonna go into your plant and out of your plant faster than the water?
I
Yes.
think your plant's just gonna die.
What is it in the water?
Yeah.
I have a
And I'm wondering
It
too,
only
if it
matters
would
if
matter
you're
if you
vegan.
started it
The rest
from the
of them can
beginning?
Yeah.
We can sure give that a try. We can get some dirt and some seeds and we can give that a shot. Let's see.
You can't bring alcohol in school though.
Hey, I'm
We're
talking
not talking,
alcohol.
we're just like talking.
Yes, we are.
Underneath there is rubbing alcohol.
Nope, we're
It
going
is
out in the
alcohol.
back and they plant some moonshine and we're corn plant.
You get a bootleg?
Alright, young people, you have a time now that you need to clean house because tomorrow everything is going in and what isn't in is going away. Daniel wants to lead you into the 30 thingy, the 30
Number 8.
yes,
Number nine.
No, 9.
nine.
So am I allowed to move back to my
See if I
seat?
can.
You are.
No, okay.
No.
Please.
No, I
Over
don't.
100 assignments and I have 55 kids and that's 5,500 assignments after that.
Sorry.
No, I can't.
I don't like
What?
it anymore.
That's crazy. You can look.
Hi, Damon. Daniel's gonna lead you guys all into doing this next assignment. What? Yeah, you can turn your computer off if you want to. You can turn your computer off right now if you want
Erica
to.
told me to die.
What? You want me to look?
Gotta be
So
just,
mean.
Book? You need your book yet, yep.
with the coating sprayed
You
on it.
need to, at this point, become a leader.
I don't like leading.
Get over it.
I'm gonna need more assignments and
Tell everybody to work.
So, what you need to do is you need to delegate.
Instead of just plain water when they make it, they use.
I delegate.
Yeah.
Where are we getting the seeds?
People are smart. They're too smart for some for their own good sometimes.
Daniel's trying to figure out how to delegate.
Daniel, we need to get tomato seeds and bean seeds.
I don't like this thing.
That'll be all
Follow me
right.
around.
Yes, it will. You're the man.
Daniel's your new teacher.
For a minute.
You need to listen to Daniel for a minute.
Yes.
I promise to save you if he says that pigs are involved.
It is cold.
So is this an easy way to get out of this?
No.
Darn. Okay,
Childbirth food. That's okay.
It's not.
Okay, we need.
No, you can't talk to me, you gotta talk to them.
I don't like this.
I know.
Okay, so we need somebody to pre-soak bean seed in water.
I can do that.
I'll help her.
Takes 2 women to do it.
Dang! Now,
I can
we say the boy's not
I
covered.
can punch you.
I
Do
can
it.
punch him too.
Punch it.
Punch it.
I will check you.
Daniel, keep going, buddy.
Okay, so Paige, you can go pre-soak one and split it in half.
Right now.
Yes.
Erica.
Actually, just carefully open it. Step
I
through.
open it first? Or then?
Pre-soak it, then open it.
So you
How
want
am
to
I
open it
supposed
probably
to
during
pre-soak it?
English. If Miss
Just
Schneider's
one?
okay with that, because you have to let it soak for quite a while.
Dedicated time, I don't care. Tell everybody so we can write down.
Okay, we will write down. You want to soak your hands?
Oh, yeah, why?
Why?
Okay, we need somebody to get a petri dish.
Miss Schneider, where the petri dish? It's like the.
How big is that?
Actually, get 2 petri dishes.
I will be in charge.
I didn't write mine down, I only wrote down one page, but still.
Smooth. If you're not helping, you're hurting.
Of course.
Bruce, what would you like me and Gracie to do?
I'm reading, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Get a paper towel. I don't care who, somebody.
Daniel, I can't hear you.
Get a paper towel, someone. I can't. How much?
Don't drop them.
A paper towel.
10 beans. Parker, you get 10 bean seeds.
Okay, where are the bean seeds?
Right here.
In there, my page.
Paige, give me
And
them
then-
beans.
We need one. We need one. We need one.
I need one.
Tomatoes.
We need 10.
I need 1 times 10.
One.
Use the other.
One.
What's the other kind of seed we got here?
Oh, we have
Purple, pink,
these
pink,
other
pink.
ones right here.
And Daniel, remember he told you you got seeds up there.
See what other seeds are up there?
Balls.
3, 4, 5.
Where are they?
10.
That needs to be water in it.
There you go, we got 10, Daniel.
Let's just soak it in water.
Hey, what do you want me to do? It's confused. You're confused, bud. Here, bud. Good, I can.
This
Daniel.
water, or Schneider, I broke it. It's confused
Daniel.
with me.
Daniel. Hold on, everybody stop what we're doing. We need actual lab, so we need all of our stuff on. Otherwise, we're going to get yelled at.
Why'd you have to remind
No,
him?
we get yelled at anyway.
Wait, so what do you want us to do, Daniel?
Get your
He's
junk
reading. Get our what? Ty, I find stuff.
You trying to smash?
Ty,
You said it though.
on. Get your boyfriend down.
you guys, I want to get
You can wear these ones.
Give me some. Hey.
my shoes match my shirt today.
Wear them.
I'm very past though.
What?
We're soaking in water.
Daniel's in charge of this. Daniel, I'll give you a job.
Soak it in water. Soak it in water.
Okay, we need a collection of seeds put somewhere.
Soak it in water. Hey.
Sandwich.
He's not answering me. Daniel, so soak it in water, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's gonna take
Soak it in water for 5 minutes.
Hang on, measure how much water that'll be.
We already got
I planned on it.
roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I need one of those.
You do. Do you need a timer or can you actually do it this time?
Shut up.
I'm asking a question.
Neither do I, and I'm not using this. I want to see you try and do it.
I can't.
No, did your shoulder still hurt or what?
No, I just can't try.
Watch out, people, watch out. I'm putting Alex,
Oh boy.
5
Gracie,
milliliters of
and
water.
Isabel in charge of dividing the seeds into groups and describing them.
So time it.
Where's the beans at again?
5 milliliters. Go.
You, with Alex, you're going to divide in 3 groups, get a couple groups of seeds, and put them into groups and describe them.
So like we put in like how many different groups? Just as many like as they look.
Yeah, like
Okay.
closely.
Daniel, what would you like me to do?
Oh, I hate that one. I hate that one.
Yeah, and,
Sorry, I don't know all my plans. Okay, Parker, you can't judge people for not knowing stuff.
and describe each group, and can we use the board?
What? What activity is
Write
this?
it on the board once
What's
you get
Trevor
done
doing?
describing. 9.
Wait, does anybody need a picture
What do you want me to do with these 10 rings?
Ty, this is way too long.
What's Trevor doing?
Trade.
Mine's way too
Schneider?
long.
We got all our beans done.
Nice.
You want to try this, please?
How many bushels?
I don't know, I guess. Okay, so you guys are in charge. You're working on step 2.
You have mold growing.
I live with Dad.
Alex.
You and Paige are in charge of the second step of it, okay? Which you just guys get one step for 5 minutes, split it open, and then.
I don't like it.
I need to skip a whole bunch of pages for this.
I
Don't
don't
touch.
like it.
No, no, no.
Get 2 petri dishes, a paper towel, and 10
But I love it.
tomato seeds, and 2 small pieces of masking tape.
Daniel?
Grab masking tape.
Do you need to get your sleep under control?
They're fine. Trevor doesn't know what he's doing.
He's all in a pile.
I have given people one thing.
Yes.
What's Trevor
But some
doing?
don't know what they're doing.
Describe them.
Does this be
I'm
your
working on
hand?
keeping them loose,
Come over
okay?
here so
Does
I
this
can.
be my dog?
What do you mean describe them? They don't like
If you
What's
don't
the
have a
date?
dog, go over here.
Wait,
Let me get different glasses. Alex, yeah.
come this way.
What?
You know what? This is so much easier if we go like this.
Yeah, but one's gonna be right on one color to the side.
Gravity.
Okay. Are you 3 working on that? Okay.
So easy it's gonna be.
Danny, I'll stay by you so I can stay on camera the entire time.
We're gonna cut it with a scalpel or what?
Oh no, he has a broken hand.
Everybody
Here.
take 3 steps back from me.
Hey, Alex.
One,
Daniel Booth.
You're running out of time,
How
though,
many
guys.
seeds do they need to
I'm
describe?
working on it. Okay.
How much time do we have?
Not very much.
Get 2 petri dishes, a paper towel, 10 seeds.
Daniel.
Go grab another paper towel so they use that one.
Oh my gosh.
Soaking the
What do
seed.
y'all do?
Soaking the bean seed. In 5 milliliters of water for 5 minutes. Who are you talking to?
Okay. Where are the petri dishes?
There's
Are
10.
these the petri dishes?
Oh, there's Petri.
There's 2 petri dishes.
Ty, can you bring those corn seeds?
Hi, Erica.
Right, beans on one and
Erica, we're gonna get tickets to Stephen Curry and Clay Thompson.
All right.
They all like.
Is everybody now doing something in the course of getting this lab done?
No. Trevor still doesn't know what he's doing.
And Jamin doesn't have a job either.
I'll learn what time daily.
Alex, so what do you do?
What are you looking for?
Hang on a minute, Jamin.
right,
Are
like
we only
beans.
using these two
What is
seeds?
the second kind of seed? What kind of seed?
We're using corn.
We're using corn as our second one.
up there.
No, put it on there.
Mr. Schneider.
Jamin. Jamin. Go up to the front and get 10 bean seed or corn seed. Go with Trevor. Go up by Trevor and have you and Trevor get 10 corn seeds. Okay, Jamin?
Listen to him. He's telling you what to do. You're good with this. Go sit down. You don't need this with you. Just go do what he's telling you to do right now.
Oh, sorry.
Tell him again.
Okay, Jaden, go up by Trevor and tell Trevor that you can get 10 corn seeds. And bring them back to you, okay?
No, you ask him. Ask him that question, not me. Yeah, you have to ask him, he's in charge.
Daniel, what is she gonna do?
Go ahead.
You and Jamin are going to collect 10 corn seeds and bring them back
Me,
here.
I will
Corn
cut
seeds are up
you.
front.
Slit your throat.
Trevor, don't do it alone. You've got a partner. Go find Trevor. Trevor, go find Trevor, he'll help you out.
You got a physical therapy club?
We don't have
Is that why
to, we're using a different seed. I don't know.
Corn or
Okay.
What's this?
This is beef.
Sophomores.
Yeah.
These are
Erica!
soft. We were made from these.
Yes, those are sophomore seeds.
Can I like put this on my blog?
Tweezers and
Sophomore seeds. Oh wait, I had to get sophomore seeds from Colorado then. Look at that one's you. It's green.
doctor's assistant. We're gonna split this seed open. And your goal in doing that is to observe
Okay.
what
That's Alex.
Yeah, it's Daniel.
Alex, tear.
I'd go.
Tear this.
I would turn it up like this.
It fits inside there.
Yeah.
How so?
It's not gonna make puff.
What's wrong with your car?
She said it's not gonna
It left a puddle.
No. He called me a heat lamp.
Well, they
Cool.
must know what's wrong with it.
Riley says.
Yeah, there's a leak in the crossover tube.
I don't know what that means. That's a new term for me.
Yeah, I'm not completely certain either.
Sorry, you didn't see
Got to
that.
cross over from one part of the engine to the other.
So it's just a tube that's leaking. Spending.
125.
You had to get that
Well,
approved.
they're
Yeah, I
specifically
understand. No, I
shaped.
understand that.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I had to call
and she
Stephanie.
said, okay.
Okay, you got the corn tower? Yeah.
No, listen, you need to talk, yes, but you need to talk to Daniel about what to do with him. You can't ask me, because I don't know what to do with him. You have to talk to Daniel. Right now, take those to Daniel. Yes.
With no seeds touching. Come on, Diane. Harder, once. But they got to take out.
So the question would be, it was thrown out right away, whether or not you had to soak that for a while in order to get that.
We're gonna draw it or can I just take a picture?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take a picture, man.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. But I don't know the answer to how long do you have to soak something in order to get soap? Like how long do you soak it before you can break it out? Think about sunflower seed.
Okay.
If you didn't break it, how long would it take before it would split?
have a bean.
You just put it in your mouth and you soak it.
Oh, wow. I'd say about 10, 15 minutes.
And how long did you give this?
I would say so. I'd say you're dry.
So put it back in the
What do
water.
you think? You may not be able to do anything with that until later.
How's hunting?
Can we do it during your class?
You can, but you're gonna take it into my
1.3
room
miles,
today,
one
you're not
shot.
going to leave it in here so that you don't get yelled at.
Okay.
So, is there anybody in
That's
the
all
room?
you use, or that's all you got?
I can go check it.
I could have snapped off a couple more.
What?
I could have snapped off a couple more, but you're right.
Put it somewhere that's not gonna be out, out in the open.
Water on Hi, Mr. Schneider.
Hi, how are you? It was good, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Daniel?
I did what Daniel told me to do, and now I'm done with that.
Alright, well, okay, so you need to, is this plugged in because it has to be plugged in?
I don't know how you tell the battery power.
Top right.
Pre-soaked, yes. You want it
It's at 99%.
Good, take this, you two, be Mrs. Kellert's guide.
Okay. Where should we take her?
Wherever,
Where do you want to go to Daniel first?
You should clue her in to what you're doing.
Okay. Put him in here first.
what are you looking for?
No, do it. Put him in there. Pre-soak him first. I will. That's mine.
You're supposed to. Okay, keep going. This one, something in this.
What's up, Riley? What's up, my home dog?
So we're gonna. How about science? Okay, now we need get two more petri dishes.
Jill, where are you supposed to pre-soak them?
Yeah, where are we supposed to?
No trouble.
It just says
Yeah, no, but I got you. No, I
There's been soap and water.
That's what.
Literally the job that.
Soaked in water.
Parker, pre-soak them in here.
Okay. No. Corn tape.
I like petri dishes. They're fun.
As long as you don't drop them, they're fun.
Yeah, Mr. Schneider.
Not so fun when you drop them.
Did Eric or Paige, are you guys getting that done?
We have to let it soak till English.
Are you serious? Yeah.
Because it's not sauce we have to split up.
That's okay. Mrs. Schneider.
I already asked her.
And we can have her class work on this stuff.
Okay, actually make it all done. They kind of just met each other right in the middle when they both weren't looking. Makes sense to best skills.
Okay.
That was his last game.
No.
That was his last game.
Back and forth on that.
Yeah.
They're soaking in there.
Yay, soaking.
Okay, your picture on That's scale paradigm, the German. Okay, do we need a pre-soak?
Carson kept it.
Are we pre-soaking it in there? Are we hey everyone, are we pre-soaking the stuff that we're putting in the petri dishes till English too, then?
Do you need to? I don't know.
I don't know.
Just doing
That's
that.
what
Ask people that are doing it.
Daniel, how much water? Daniel, you're in charge of this. It's not my job.
Excuse me, negative hour. Was it bad? Just heard a lot when you stepped down. I didn't bother you.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I will find Heather and mention that and ask her if she wants in on it.
Okay, now
I have them.
It's hard enough to get them focused people.
Well, then we better put them somewhere.
Not everybody talk at once, so Mrs. Keller can actually understand what you guys are saying. Once we put them in there, they need to sit out of direct sunlight for.
Thankfully, this is out here. Good, now stopwatch going.
So in English class, we're gonna put them in their.
Miss Snyder, what's on top of the fan?
What?
We're gonna put on top of the fan.
I have no idea.
So let's
like
take
a
a look.
little
Where are we
right
putting
there.
them safely where we can watch them closer for the whatever time it is that you're lit down the lights? You can put them on the black tail
They're
never.
out of direct sunlight where they are. You need to move?
Yes.
And if you want access to them last hour, you have to put them in the English room or somewhere other than the science room.
Yeah, I say we put them in the English.
But hang on, what if we put them in, would it affect it, putting them in the attic?
They need not direct sunlight, but they need light.
And you need to take the containers
Why don't
as
we
well?
put them out there
Yeah.
on the TV
Because you
stand?
can't come in here and do that.
Yeah.
Go put them where they're safe so we can put them in their correct containers later.
Don't worry, Daniel, I'm keeping track of the time there.
Okay.
It's going in.
Yes, Jamie.
Yeah. It
What?
gets a little wacky
What?
when, if I get my body.
You can put that up on the shelf where it belongs, yep.
It'll search.
If you were buying seeds, what kind of germination rate would you?
He's
do?
right here.
But it's right next to his electronics and it's, oh, it's okay.
I'm breaking
It was just trying to find you.
confused it.
Daniel, now
Okay, because we have to have Bill done by tomorrow.
Did
We
she go
need
away?
to do
Who's
step
that?
8 for this
Keller?
one too. while
No,
we're at-
she's on the
You
computer.
got 2 petri dishes. You got 2 petri dishes. Bean seeds, a paper towel, a black bag. Go.
Do we have
find
black
a
paper
black
bags?
bag. Actually,
Black paper bags?
That's what it asked for. Do you
No,
have paper bags?
no.
It just says black bag. It doesn't matter.
Daniel's in charge of this. You have to talk
Well,
to
Daniel,
Daniel.
could we substitute a black bag for cardboard box?
What? You have to talk to Daniel, Jamin. He will tell you what to do.
Because we're trying to keep
He
out
will.
sunlight, that's what I'm getting at.
Is that
Get 2 petri dishes, 20 bean seeds. Get 20 bean seeds and start them pre-soaking.
okay?
Dude, there's like,
Do we have 2 beakers and for the bean seeds?
It's just bean seeds. So you only need 1 beaker.
Daniel, will a cardboard box work?
Do we have a beaker? Where are the beakers at?
Graduate cylinder?
Actually,
Yeah,
no.
we're in one of those
We're not
4.
soaking bean seeds this time. Never mind. Don't listen to that. What I just said.
So what are we gonna do now?
Tear the paper towel and put half in damp
You said
paper
20?
towel, water,
Trevor, you had a job. Are you doing it?
I don't know what my job is. Oh, get paper towels and put 5 in each dish. Sorry, Mrs. Keller.
Where are the bean seeds at? Daniel?
And
Dude,
Why don't you take her up to the ladies?
that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna do.
good plan.
Okay, well, I'm actually gonna grab my.
Okay. So now we don't need to soak bean seeds anymore. We're soaking paper towel.
So we're not soaking the bean seeds.
But we can use that water to put.
So you made me get bean seeds and water.
We need
Wow,
bean seeds.
We need bean seeds.
How
Do you
many?
have a
But
book
no,
research
don't put them in
design
there.
qualitative, quantitative
Somebody cut that out.
approaches?
Yes.
I'm in charge of scissors.
So do you.
You and Riley.
So does digital.
Both your first job.
But because we're both writing a thesis, I'm wondering if we shouldn't purchase it. We've got it digital, but I'm thinking that that would be a good purchase.
Riley, you want a pen job?
If you want to go for it, it's,
That's not, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Yes.
I don't know that I want it that way. It seems like I read faster.
It's fine. I can do it digitally, but I just didn't, I thought you wanted stuff here. I didn't think you.
A lot of times. I
Yeah, we're trying to keep out sunlight so we can use box.
Okay.
That's still,
Let's go with seed one.
Okay,
Yeah, I still want
okay, get something, dampen them with the same amount of water. I'm putting Riley in charge. Find something, take small amounts of water, and measure it.
Yeah.
We're messing up. Alex.
Graduate, what are you looking for? Graduated from you or that?
Alex?
Daniel, you also have to keep track of time.
Mrs. Schneider,
Yeah, I am.
can I use my phone?
I have it on my
Yes, ma'am, you don't even have to ask.
I'm gonna rewrite these.
Haley, you're in charge of sending that everyone's like put in their
Yes, I did.
lab notebook thing. And I have a question for you quickly. When do our lab notebooks have to be in here?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, like before school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't come up
Me and
until-
Alex are gonna work on it tonight at
I
his
won't.
house.
I won't come up until about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Daniel, what's your Okay. Ty,
Wait, how much water we put in?
Why?
for your emails.
Paige, why don't you upload the picture into that Edmodo assignment
Send me what?
Oh.
for the entire
Never
thing?
thought of that.
Can you put it in as a comment?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
I think it has a measurement.
We're gonna go take a picture.
Awesome.
Of what?
Oh, I mean,
I think I'm just gonna take
actual
pictures and print it
measurement.
out.
Yes.
Okay, now dampen each paper towel.
How much?
Tell they're damp, okay?
So they're damp.
And keep track of how many drops you're putting in.
No, you're not putting drops in, you're measuring in milliliters.
Excuse me.
Okay.
No, you're not excused.
How much is one?
Do you have
There
pictures
is a
of both
line.
Parker?
And of course, X'd out on me.
1 milliliter.
Stupid computer.
Probably. Does it say 1 ml beside it?
There's one up here too.
That's why you were sure.
Oh, yeah. Between that.
Mrs. Schneider, where should I bring
Bring her over here to the group.
Excuse me.
Every time I take her to a group, they go somewhere else.
Well, Trevor, you need to be attentive. That's what you need to be.
You might have it. So there's one up there and a half one there.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, I was making sure that everybody got.
Alright, so it doesn't actually go in the ball.
Did you get, are you getting each dampened, Riley?
And if I remember right from the experiment we did, it said, right, 25 drops.
Geez, if only you could know for sure.
I don't feel like testing it
If only there was a way you could know for sure without testing it out.
out. But I don't feel like we will.
Very funny, Trevor.
If only somebody was right there
So
next
we
to
got
you with
last
the
hour to work
computer
on
out.
this, Miss Schneider?
They
No,
could just punch that into Bing
I
and
thought you
get
said-
paid for it.
they wanted to take their thing apart. Yeah.
Can we do that other one?
Do what other one?
Because we got bean and corn seeds had to soak before we put them in there.
Yes.
And put them in out of direct sunlight.
What do you have to do with them?
Just put them in their thing, not touching
Hey,
it.
I'm talking to somebody. Am I on your thing? Okay, what? Say it again.
All we have to do is put the 10 bean seeds in their dish that are pre-soaking right now,
Right.
10 corn seeds in their dish. So we do
Yeah.
that and you're like,
Yes. So it's like 5 minutes.
okay, yeah.
What are you guys doing over here?
Daniel, are you watching time?
Yes, I'm working on it. We're about done here, I think.
You got about 3 minutes of work time. And then it's cleanup time.
What?
Well, sir.
Jamin, I love you to death, hon. Daniel's in charge of this right now. He has to tell you what to do. Yes. So, go over to Daniel and say, Daniel, what do you want me to do? Yes, him, the guy in the blue shirt.
It's the beans, my fingers don't like it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah?
He has a question for you.
What do you want, Jamie?
You ask. I'm not going to ask him. You ask him. Because he's your leader right now. He won't bite. And if he does, I'll bite him. There you go. So you ask him. Ask him. Look at him. You look at him, kiddo. Look at him. Give him the eye contact. Right now, yes. You ask him.
I don't know what that smells like. I'm a good child.
Ask him. You have to ask him, Jamin. Come here. Come on. Go over there. Go over there.
I'm Paige. Sorry,
Haley, I'm engaged. I mean, Erica, you're all wearing the same shirt.
There you go.
And pants.
You've been with Daniel your whole life.
There you go. Now ask him.
Mason's also wearing that shirt.
Loud and clear, buddy.
Mine's not long sleeve because you know screw.
Yeah, because you're like free arms.
You can do better. I know you can.
So close.
There you go. That was pretty good.
Good job.
Look at your time and think about what needs to be done for the group.
We need to put. You can help put 10 beans in each of them dish. Right now, and make sure they're not touching.
Can you get so 10 goes in each
10.
just there?
Yep.
10 beans, those pig things, put 10 in there, and don't let them touch each other. Can you count? How many is that? How many's in there?
Okay, what are we labeling these?
Up straight. I need to get past you.
That's a little bit longer.
Yeah. Good. Now how many?
Let's say
I'll go off by It's half of mine. Well, it matters. It's like your boyfriend is sick.
I thought you would like mine.
Guys, are you working towards a common goal?
yes. Wait, just finding out how deep.
No, that's not a common goal.
1 minute.
Direct sunlight. Hold on.
We're not doing it.
This is lab number 11.
Put both of them in sunlight or not?
Some of them, remember, were eliminated.
Yes, science guys.
They're both going to sunlight.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't add pictures in there.
Why can't you?
So we're yelling there. Where would we, do you want me to take a picture?
This one needs to go in a black bag or box. Keep it out of sunlight.
Do you want me to,
Should we take them outside? No, these we don't.
You're gonna get better direct sunlight on a, where's the sun?
Indirect sunlight.
Indirect sunlight?
Indirect. And we need a box where we can put this one in the dark.
Indirect,
Indirect.
meaning exactly in the sun.
No, indirect means not in the sun.
Well,
He
indirect
needed to
and
know if it was
indirect
one word or
is-
two. Just one word.
Okay.
Where's a box we can use
One
to
word
put
would
this
be
in?
Indirect,
exactly.
not direct.
We need a box. Hey, does anybody have a box that we can put this in?
Or anywhere on one
Hey!
of those shelves?
Yeah.
No, that's correct.
Do we have a box
Or
here
it
that
will
we
be
can
when
put
the
this?
sun goes.
Use that box over there.
Which box?
The one with the Legos on top of it.
There's a present underneath it for you.
Is that indirect?
The one underneath. Yeah, that one.
Is it empty?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is sealed.
But it's empty because it's upside down.
You have all your stuff.
I listened this morning.
Trust me, I should know.
Parkers don't move Pete.
That's okay.
We grow up
Please.
seeds.
Yeah, I know. The green one's Daniel.
The green one's Daniel.
Clean up.
Clean up, everybody, clean up, everybody do your share.
Hey, everybody, Erica, this one, means we're gonna have to take away the ones that are
And then put this on box. What is, hey, are we gonna need those?
Nothing?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what.
4 minutes.
6.
Yeah, that's what you think. Maybe.
Got you, man.
I reset it this morning.
You can have this thing back. I don't like this. It's stuck on this. I'm not sure what it's stuck on.
You did good, Daniel.
That's neat.
That's right.
Infrared.
All of them.
There's the infrared.
I only have like, one.
Yeah, must be.
Right?
That's why it doesn't really work when you're turned around. You have to be
We're not
facing
done
all the
yet.
time.
Bell rings, that's when you know
Use your
you're
body.
done. So
walks
they're all
in right.
cleaning up and they're gonna get themselves ready. Say it again, please. Yep, you're gonna go to dinner.
Almost all simple remotes are that way.
That's why if someone's in the way, it's.
Well, if you look up there, that's why I got glass taped to the side.